never imagined that I'd be dancing in the streets of Paris, filming myself, turning it all into something magical. I grew up being told I was shy, and I believed it. Until one day I realized, what if I'm not shy? What if I could do anything I wanted, including dancing in public like no one's watching? Because everyone's on their phone anyway. All I had to do was start. Come, let's hang under the Eiffel Tower on this hot summer day and answer a couple of your questions. There she is. The first question is from Bohemian Goes Modern on Instagram, and she asked, what made you take the leap and start this amazing journey? Were you ever scared or talked out of it by friends or family? It was actually part inspiration, part destiny, and part desperation. Inspiration and destiny, I say, because even from a young age, I always wanted to be a journalist, to travel the world, to share meaningful stories, and to spread positivity in the world that way. However, I had to still actually take the leap in life and do something different. The first thing I did was actually quite secure. I went to Italy and I taught English, and that was the first time though that I met other 20-somethings, other millennials who didn't care about getting a normal job and instead were traveling the world doing meaningful work that they cared about. And when I went back to Canada and I saw people who had worked in offices their whole summer, sure, they might have made a ton of money, but they didn't seem to have the kind of soul-filling experiences that I had. I also had experiences working in offices where I got to see what it would be like if I stayed in that office for 10 years and just worked in the same job. And I knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do for the next 10 years. So when the time came for me to decide what I wanted to do with my career in life, it was, I don't want to get another white-collar internship in an office for 4 months. I want to go and travel. If you see that there's a path that you don't want to take, don't take it. I don't want that. I gotta do something different, so I guess I'll try this other thing. The second part, was I ever scared or talked out of it by friends or family? Definitely wasn't talked out of it, otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. But was I scared? Yeah. There were a lot of decision points where I could have done something safer, but instead I went for something crazier. Was I ever talked out of it? No, because I had this weird knack for actually deciding what I wanted to do with my life and my time, going for it, setting it all up, and then going to my parents and telling them that, hey, I'm gonna spend the summer in Europe. And they were like, what are you gonna do? And by then I had a 70% plan figured out, and they would be like, okay, well, do you have insurance? Is it gonna be safe? Is there someone taking care of you? How is this gonna work? And because I had answers for all of their questions, they had nothing to do. They couldn't say anything other than, okay. And it was the same thing the first time I went to Italy to teach English. I actually set it up myself, decided that was what I wanted to do, did an interview, found a teaching job, and then I just went for it, and then I told my parents. And then they couldn't really say no because I was a good student. I had a part-time job back in Canada, so it was like, I was young, they let me go and explore. And then as I got older and treated my career, my life more like an adult, not just student internships, I had to think about, I didn't have any friends who talked me out of it. I did have people who I could feel thought I was crazy, but by then, what my experiences traveling and my experiences doing meaningful work had already inspired me so much that I knew this is what I had to do with my life. Two questions are from Millions91. Do I ever think about pensions or savings, and how do I deal with loneliness on the road? Yes, I think about them because I'm a human too, and I have to budget and think about how long things will last and where I want to put my time and energy. I think the big difference from how I've learned to live my life and perhaps some other people is that I don't let fear of not having enough savings or pensions stop me from living my life. And I actually think if you're in your 20s or even 30s and you're running your whole life so that you can have pensions to retire, to me, I just feel like, what kind of life is that? Like, there's so much to live. And I think of people like Oprah. If you work a job, you know, maybe your increase in income will be like this much over the next 40 years of your life. But if you do something really meaningful in the world, if you look at Oprah, her income went from like, right? And now she's a billionaire, like off the charts. So is it how many hours you work in a day? Is it how much effort you put in? No, it's not just that simple, because if it was, it doesn't make sense. Some people work really hard and they still don't make a lot of money. So rather than running my whole life so that I've got savings and pensions, which tends to come with a fear of money. People are afraid that they won't have enough money, so they organize their whole life so that they'll have savings for later. Instead, I rather focus my life force energy, my time and my energy now into doing the work that feels most meaningful to me, giving it with my full heart, doing the absolute best that I can, and then let's see where that takes me in 20 years. Do I ever feel loneliness on the road? How do I deal with it? So for the most part, no. When you travel, you always meet incredible other travelers on the road. Sometimes it's expats, sometimes it's other solo travelers. Honestly, I feel like I meet more people traveling consistently than I would if I stayed at home. And like, many of these people are just incredible, inspiring people. You can watch my other episodes for interviews and conversations with some of the friends I've met on the road. And when you meet other travelers, they tend to be people who you can make an instant heart connection with right away. So you're never going to be lonely if you don't want to be lonely. I should also mention that I actually I love being alone, and I love spending time on my own. If you can't tell, I'm sitting by myself in a park talking to my camera, and that's one thing. So I'm naturally someone, I don't need people around me all the time, and it's kind of a gift because it means that I can get into my zone and make these incredible things and put them out online and not have to worry about what other people think, because I haven't been spending all this energy asking what other people think. At the same time, because I do share a lot online, I feel like I have this legion of angels, you guys, who comment, who share my work, who give me feedback, who support me, and in exchange I support you and I cheer you on. So it's this beautiful cycle of friendship and of giving. So some people might say like, yeah, it's just the internet though, they're not real people, but no. I know, because I know what it's like to be on the other side, to watch a creator and be so inspired by their journey. So I know all of you guys are real people, and when you leave me a comment, I have a habit now of really taking the time to let it sink in, because I acknowledge the time and energy it takes to write a comment. So in that sense, I'm always with you guys and you're always with me. Next question is from Jordan Fitz. What are your recent thoughts around money, and what beliefs do you have about money? So conscious money is one of my favorite topics, because it's something I had to learn a lot about and continually learn about in order to do what I do. I was brought up thinking that the only way to make money and to make a living was to get a job. And so for me to go out on my own and be a creator and work this whole like new creative terrain was a big leap for me. The most recent thing that I've learned about money that I found most helpful is that money hears everything that you say. If you're constantly telling money that like, I don't have enough, I never have enough, how come every time I make money I lose it, why aren't you giving me enough, like money's not taking care of me, I have to fend for myself. Thoughts like that, if you told that to a person, that person would be like, no matter how much they tried to hug you or love you or take care of you, they would feel like you're not listening to me, you're not feeling how much I'm actually trying to help you. In contrast to feeling bad about money, if you appreciated your money, if you respected your money, if you were grateful for the money that you had, if you thanked money every time it came into your life, and every time it circulated out, this is another big word, having money circulate in and out of your life instead of feeling like I'm losing money, I'm spending money. No, every time you spend money, you're investing it. You are circulating it back out so that it can flow through you. So money is not something for us to just like accumulate so that we can have a bigger number. No, money is an energy, and it's meant to flow, and the more that it circulates through your life, the more that it will continue to circulate through. So I can do a ton more on this if you guys want to learn more about conscious money and how to relate with money so that you can have more courage and more understanding to build a life doing what it is that you love. Leave me a comment below. I can do a whole separate video on this. Hey guys, I found a spot even closer to the Eiffel Tower. So let's see if I can answer a few more questions here before I completely melt.
in this heat.
Question from I am LaBonLaBabs on Instagram. How do I start to expand my creativity outside of my shores of Nigeria? I need to go and visit other places. Great question. You actually don't have to go and explore other places. This is another one of those things that people think that I can't do B if I don't do A. You actually don't need to travel in order to expand your creativity and get started. Before I started making travel videos that showcased beautiful locations around the world, I was just taking pictures in Toronto, same place for months and months at a time, but I still did my best to expand my repertoire. Follow your intuition, follow what excites you. And what you learn in one area will naturally spill over into other things that you want to do. I always knew that I wanted to do videos, but even when I was putting a lot of time into Instagram, I was okay with it because it was helping me to find my voice, my photographic eye, my color scheme, how I'd like to see the world, and even the simple practice of posting things online. If you're not used to posting things online, it can be really daunting to start. So start in whatever way you feel most comfortable, even if it's like a secret blog that no one else sees, and then bit by bit transition that so that more and more people will see your work. No matter where you are in your journey, remember that everyone lives one day at a time. Some days we walk the streets of Paris, and some days we sit on our laptop. But every day that we get to put some of our time and life force energy into doing what we love, we're already living the dream. Audio turns into sound, pictures into locations, colors into sunshine. But it was never so much about getting somewhere anyway, as it is about becoming the kind of person who can find paradise anywhere and always enjoy the view.